thank you so much for being here. I want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone today. I feel like all of us have that motherly, nurturing energy about us, of course, and whether that is children or just family, friends, plants, our pets, everything, all of us have something that we nurture, that we care about, that we love, and that makes us all mothers, right? So whether you are a mom or you're not, or you consider yourself one at least, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see what you need to know. I have no idea how these readings are going to come out, but I am excited about it. So what we're also going to do that's different from what I normally do is we're going to get a charm, which I haven't used these in a very long time. But we're going to get a charm here in place on top of the spiritual message card here. So let's go ahead and give these a quick shuffle. We are only going to do 3 piles today. It's really all I feel like we need and what I have my time for, but okay. So pile 1, and I'll turn these over after I get the, actually we're not going to turn these over because I am going to put charms on them, so we won't know what these say until we get into the reading. Pile 3. Okay, so let's see here for pile 1. What charm does pile 1 have about what they need to know? I never know what's going to come out of this box, and sometimes I do prick my finger, so y'all must have kids. This is the Minecraft fox, by the way. So we'll put that right there. I guess we'll lay it down so y'all can see it better. So pile 2, what is pile 2? What is this? Oh, right. Well, I feel a theme here, guys. We have cartoon characters. This is Tigger here. I love Tigger. I love Tigger so much. I don't know why. It's just, well, yes, I do know why, but I don't know. He just brightens my day. Okay, so pile 3. What does pile 3 have? Oh, what is this? We have the pig with wings. So when pigs fly. Okay. So some of y'all may not be a mother yet, and this is something that you're curious about. I have to say that, but others of y'all, you just like this charm. Who knows? Maybe you've been seeing a pig or something lately. Okay, so if you want to, you can. There's a little bit of a meditation after the intro, and you can use that if you're having a difficult time. Some of you may just be automatically drawn to a pile. But if you are having a difficult time and you need that meditation, when you get to it, just pause it. Kind of center yourself, meditate if you want. You can use a pendulum if you want, if you're struggling or having a hard time. You can also kind of feel into the energy of each pile, focus on that pile and see how that makes you feel. But with the meditation, if you want to, you can close your eyes and take a big body breath and then hold it at the top. And then when you feel ready and you let your air out, let it all out, And when you open your eyes, which pile is it that automatically just pulls you into it? That's the pile that has the message for you, okay? Only take what resonates. These are general readings, so not every single thing I say in the reading may fit to your story. If you're struggling with it, if it makes no sense, if you feel like it's bad advice, it's probably not your situation or your circumstance. Just let that go. That could be for someone else, okay? So always keep that into consideration. And timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see y'all at your piles. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the fox here, the Minecraft fox, this is going to be your reading. So this is what they call a passive mod, which means what I want to say as far as the symbolism for your reading is It reminds me of something that is of somewhat an importance, but you don't necessarily focus on it a majority of the time. So, fox itself actually represents playfulness. It also has to do with, I mean, a lot of people don't know that though about foxes, is they're actually very playful. A lot of people see a fox and they think deceptive and sneaky, you know. By the way, if you can't hear the planes, that one's really loud. There is actually an aerodynamic championship that is going on in my small town in the airport. And they've been practicing there for a long time. And today is the competition. So if y'all hear that, I do apologize. There's nothing I can do about that. But I mean, it's actually kind of cool. So anyway, so also with this fox, with what I just said, I feel like as far as the mother message goes, like you may not realize that you have stepped out of this playful like energy, and it's something that you're needing to get back to. You may have been more serious lately. You've been more kind of just with the fox in the game in Minecraft. You just kind of been doing what you need to do, but not getting like a lot of enjoyment out of your day-to-day or everyday activities or routines. And it could be because what you're missing here is the playfulness. Like you've gotten yourself into a place to where you're doing what you need to do, and you're forgetting the fact that you still have this playful side to you, and that you still have circumstances that are fun and joyful that you're not feeling to its fullest. This can be like, it reminds me of if I take a vacation with my kids, if I'm so obsessed with everything going right and what plans are this and everything else, that I forget that I am on vacation with my kids. You know, it quickly goes from a vacation to like an everyday life routine. And that's not what it's for. So there's something like this that's here for you. Okay. Oh, wow. Look, this is cool. I really do not look at these before I get into the readings. Y'all might not believe me, and it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, because I'm seeing this for the first time, and that is awesome. He's taking a break. He's on the hammock. It says peaceful pursuits and happy times. Relaxation, 39. Some of y'all may be having a vacation soon. But I feel like this is, if that's the case as well, you know, it's like sit back and enjoy that vacation, you know. Remember that going into it, that's what it's for. But this is basically, I feel like Spirit telling you, you need to relax. You need to take a break, take a step back. Find your center, go back to where you feel at peace, experiencing, you know, happy times, or just take a breather. Yeah, because I'm telling y'all, since I started your reading, I feel like I'm just like, I haven't took a breath. I just now realized that, and it's now I'm like, golly, now I'm tired, you know. He is sitting here. He has his eyes closed. He has a book in his hand, and it's making me feel like, yeah, you know, sometimes that happens where you decide to you're going to read and then you end up taking a nap. But this can also be needing to kind of put down the work, or needing to put down the trying to figure something out, or needing to put down, you know, whatever it is that you've been focused on that's been keeping you from these happy times, or from being able to just be at peace for a moment. It's telling you to relax, to put that down, so that you can remember those happy times. Like there's times here to also be happy. Okay. I pulled this deck out for you, but I don't feel like I need to use it. So I'm going to get something else. We're going to use the Sacred Bee Tarot, which I love. So pretty. Before we do that, I did not know this either, but I feel called to get a few of these. These are the answer oracles. Golly, I'm telling you. It's the airplanes, it's the dogs, it's the kids, it's everything's just going at it. It's a beautiful day here where I'm at. Sun is shining. It looks super nice outside. I don't want to get out there. You know where I'm leading to this is being in a very nice and peaceful and great place. Maybe some of you, it's been a while since you've been in this place to where you can just, you can breathe, you know, like you can take a break. You may have a hard time enjoying it because of maybe a lot of distractions, a lot of things around you, or a lot of things going on. This might have to do with needing to know how to balance yourself, needing to know how to maintain a balance that's healthy for you. Or let's see what they give us here. Reject. There are some things here that you may need to take to step away from with reject. This feels so close to home to me. It's something I'm experiencing at this time. I have to make myself or tell myself to, even though you may have some opportunities that come at you, I have to know my limits. You know, I have to be able to understand and know where my limits are, and when those limits definitely start affecting my family. So I have to be conscious about where my time is being spent. And if, I don't want to pass some opportunities by, but I also know that my kids need me, or they want me to, do something with them, or I want to take them somewhere special, or whatever the case. I also need to make time for that too. And I may miss that opportunity. There are times where I'm not going to be able to just take every opportunity to do something, to go somewhere, to make some money, or to take that, take that job on, or whatever the case. I'm not always going to be there. I have to prioritize what's important to me. You have to find that balanced place. Otherwise, nothing really everything's going to feel like a burden. And I understand that, as a mother. Here we are at Mother's Day. I understand that, my children will never and aren't ever meant to be a burden on me. They're a joy to have in my life. But if I'm, overdoing it and I'm tired and they're asking me to do certain things, I do feel the effects of that. I feel the weight of that because I've taken on so much. You have to learn to delegate that so that you can enjoy those happy times, peaceful times. Solo. Some of y'all may have been really working at something on your own, trying to gain your independence even. You may have also felt like you were in the position of taking a leadership role, and this is something that you've been that's been kind of a weight on you in some way. Showing hold on. Being the example is something that's here. I don't know what that means quite yet to y'all, but flexible. Being flexible, bend but not break. Shift with grace. Yep. You may have a ripple effect on others because of what I just said about setting an example. So really you're needing to come to terms with, yes, there are things that you're wanting to gain and experience and take off with, but you also have to remember there's a whole nother part inside to you that also needs to experience happy times and peace and love and joy and all those other things. If you stay so far into this leadership role, you can lose sight, and that's when it starts to become a burden. And it's a ripple effect, especially like I said with my kids, that's a ripple effect, and it ruins their day if they're excited about something that I'm too tired to accomplish or do with them. They're small, so of course their mother's going to be their love, their influence, right? And oh, there's George, guys. Sneaking up on us here. Come on. Hey, buddy. When George pops up in a reading, yes, can I help you? My gosh. And here, this is a pure example of what I've been talking about. Because here he is crying and needing me, and I'm trying to work. Y'all give me just 1 second. Okay, guys, George is happy. I'm sure he'll come and scratch on my door in just a minute. But he's eating right now. He seems to be fine, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the bottom of the deck here, look, family. Family. Roots, bloodline, and togetherness. Wow. So, these readings are gonna be emotional. I just know they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the tarot. There ain't a whole lot more to say about that, right? Family's important here, being flexible because of family. Let me tell you, I'm just now getting to kind of feel or experience that more so. But in my, well, let's just say basically my whole life, I have fell in love with men, and all the men in my family even have all been very hard workers. Well, there's this one in particular that was not. I'm going to be honest. One that actually I was in love with, it was not. But most of the men, but he made me believe he was. I am attracted to that. It's kind of my opposite in a way, but, or not my opposite, but my, that would be my counterpart to me in a way. I'm a Taurus Venus, and so I like that sense of a masculine that is very strong, and that leadership role, or very independent or capable, or, you know, I want that leader. And to me, it's so unattractive when you find someone that doesn't have that quality. Anyway, I don't know why I'm mentioning that. I don't know why I'm talking about that. No idea. Take it or leave it, I guess. Why was I talking about that? Oh, okay. Because I've experienced that. I've seen that, and how it affects those men and men in my life. And, you know, it's not that women aren't like that, but I just haven't had that experience. I'm talking about my own experience. And it is so difficult to have that balance of family and being that leader, and having to reject opportunities and be flexible and find that middle ground where you have that balance. You know, it's like, I think of one of the most hardest things ever in the world, right? Is to maintain that sense of balance of your own independence, but yet still, and in your career, or your, you know, what you need to accomplish or do for yourself, and yet still being that example for others, and still having others that are also a priority. Such a hard balance. Such a hard balance. And it's something that you have to, you know, maintain. It changes in your life. You know, it changes at different times. And it's such a hard thing to maintain. It could be the opposite way as well. You know, you could get too far into where you just want to sit here on this hammock all day long with your family. But, you know, hey, you gotta get up off your butt and go to work sometimes, you know. It's that kind of feeling. Like, there's a balance that's there. It can be one way or the other. Now, for you guys, I feel like this is telling you you need to redirect your focus somewhat, and be somewhat more flexible here, because this may be also having some sort of ripple effect on your family. Tell me about call one and what they need to know. The whole deck just came out on the table. No, not really. We have alchemy here, which I believe is the temperance, and there's George, and the Empress is in reverse underneath that, which is the mother card. What you're nurturing. Come on. What? Did you get your belly full? Okay, so sorry. You have a Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. You have a Three of Wands in the reverse. You have Judgment in the reverse. You have blaming others is something really big here. Blaming others for reasoning is something that's really big here. You may also be, this may not be your story, but it may be your partner or someone that's close to you. So you may get some advice out of this reading. It feels like when there's like, you're looking at something from a different side. You have the Eight of Wands. You have the King of Wands. So you have a King and Queen here. Both upright, so that's good. And then you also have Strength in reverse, which I'm going to put here. Because to me, this is the imbalance, and it's not a coincidence that there is a lion's head in this flower. In this flower. Is that a tulip? No. What do you call those? It's not a tulip. Sorry, arguing with myself. Oh, I'm trying to reverse that now. Both Leo energy, by the way. So, independence. You know, Leo energy is someone that is very strong-willed. They are a leader. There's that entrepreneur leadership kind of role that's there. They're someone that's very outgoing, energetic. But they're also, there's a whole nother side to a Leo that's very romantic and sincere. But this imbalance is coming from this. So what it's telling me here is on the flip side of that, there can be some kind of where you're so fixated or self-focused on your leader, your goal, your you know, what's important to you in your career, you know, with the King of Wands, what you're focused in on. You're so fixated on this goal or what you're focused in on that your weakness is also that. So again, that balance is there. So let's keep going. I don't know why I just like said it like I did with all that, and then I just kind of feel like just came to a stop. But hopefully y'all can understand what I'm saying by that. And I know we're going to get more into that for sure. Okay. You may be someone that's maybe it's just right now you're really focused on being the leader, you know, and you're not, just like I said with my trip, my vacation. You know, if I'm in the car, like, going, no, okay, we got to do it like this and do this and this. And half the time, my boys, you know, I have 3 boys, and they're all 4 years apart. So there's different ages there. And maturity levels as well. And sometimes the funnest parts come through the most unpredictable, unexpected circumstances. So you have to sometimes not try to structure things so much. You know, it allows room for the universe to throw some fun things in there. Okay, so let's see. Why is the Queen of Cups here? The Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This is coming out of the cold, coming out of a feeling of lack or abandonment. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. This card says worry. And this could be like someone coming out of this place of being worried. If this is you, this is kind of what I was saying before. Maybe you've been like in this energy because you've been having to focus on something. Maybe you're worried about the stability or structure of something, you know, and making sure everything was good. And now this is like, you can take a step back here with this. There's no need to be worried as much as maybe perhaps as you are. Let's see. 3 of Wands in the reverse. The 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. You could be worried about losing when it comes to your finances, or something to do with... You aren't going to believe this, but my cat, Smokey, is climbing my neighbor's tree. What is she doing up there? She's very pretty in the tree, but she needs to come down. Good grief. My neighbors probably think I'm the cat lady, which I only have 4. Maybe 5. Anyway, the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is about losing, being afraid of losing what it is that you've accomplished, or where you are, how difficult something was, or overcoming some sort of significant obstacle. And now you've been in that energy, and it's like the train's going, and once it gets to going and you got that momentum that you're feeling, it's hard to find that slow down. Okay, we got to slow down. We're coming up to the stop sign. That's what I tell my son when I'm teaching him how to drive. You got to slow down back here. You can't, you know that feeling when you're like looking at the person that's driving and you're like, surely they see that we're fixing to have to stop, right? This is a red light. And the closer you get, you're like, should I say something or should I not, This is like you just coming up to that, you need to stop, or that stop sign, or at least slow down. And you just got that momentum going, and you're focused, and that's all you can see or think about. Wise Judgment in reverse. You have love. You have love here. You have the 2 of Cups here. So the 2 of Cups to me is like that coming together. This could also be a conversation around a truth, or someone that you may have felt like was judging you in something, or being judged in some kind of way. This could be a conversation between 2 people, and it's right smack dab in the middle, where you have a Queen of Cups and a King of Wands on this side. These are definitely 2 people that are in different energies, okay? So you may not be quite in the same energy as someone else. And this could be a partner here. This could be a spouse, or someone you're in a relationship with. This could be someone that maybe you're having to work with. But I feel more so with this being the Queen of Cups, there are emotions that are here, because this is someone that is in their emotional state when it comes to this feeling of abandonment, loss, or lack. They're coming out of that worry. They are coming out of that worry, but it's still something that is, it's fresh, like there's just coming out of it with that 5 being there. This might be somebody also that you're worried about, or worried about feeling this way, and if you're a mother too, this could be that mothery energy that's here. You're worried about others feeling as if you're not, they miss you, or that you've forgotten about them in some way. So this could be part of that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So when I talked about blaming others here, that could be a conversation of, or this could just be you within yourself saying, I can't blame me being this way for this and this and this. I need to understand that it is my choice where I spend my time. At the bottom line, it is always a choice. And here I see you have that choice. Now, I know at times in life we don't have a choice. We have to work. We want to be there, but we just can't. And again, that's that balance. So you have to understand when those times are and when those times aren't. And when they're not, remember this. Remember to, okay, this is not that important now. So here's an opportunity for me to spend time with my friends, with my family, with the people that do need me, you know, that miss me. And so that because what it does is that our family and friends, people that love us and want to support us, they bring us back to ourselves. You know, what's greater than that? What's a loving, supportive person in your life? Nothing. Because whether this other areas in your life are there or not, you still know that you have people that support you throughout whatever, that care about you and love you throughout whatever, you know? And they will still be there when you're, you know, my kids would still love to spend time with me, no matter when, if I just say it. Well, that's not entirely true. My oldest has a girlfriend, so if I said he had plans, he would probably dump me. And then my other ones are just obsessed with, my middle child's obsessed with his computer. He's so super smart, and he makes all kinds of stuff, creates things, and anyway, he's always working on something, right? My little one, I feel like he's up for anything, whatever. Okay, you have an Ace of Cups in reverse here with the Eight of Wands. I haven't talked about this really, this Eight of Wands. This Eight of Wands is that train I was talking about, that very fast momentum, that fast moving energy, but yet love here is in the reverse. So it's kind of what I was talking about just now, about not, you know, loving yourself is also remembering that you can give love to others and they give love back to you. But if you don't ever put yourself in a position to where you realize, you know, I kind of need to be around some people that care about me. I need to spend that time. I want to spend that time, you know. Then again, you're not prioritizing your own needs either. So again, that balance is so important. Ace of Cups in reverse. You have the 2 right next to it. This is that supportive energy. But with the Ace of Cups in reverse, I feel like you're just, because of this momentum, you're not giving the same. Why is that? Okay. Oh. It's the 3 of Pentacles, and it says effort on it. It's just said, I don't feel like you're giving the same. You're not giving the same amount of affection or love or sense of security here when it comes to emotions, like because of the momentum, because of the energy that's moving. What is Strength in reverse? Can you give me a card for this? It's the 8 of Cups in the reverse. Oh, that's interesting. For some of you, hold on, I have to see this card. Give up on the previous plan. Release old patterns, embrace change, and clear the way for renewal. For some of you, this is telling you not to repeat an old cycle. So some of you, you know, I talked about this being like something that you constantly have to maintain in your life in different areas. There's a chance here that you could repeat a pattern. This may be something that you've caught yourself doing in the past. This 8 of Cups in reverse, there could be something that's here that makes you want to do this, that you just can't help yourself. Some kind of an insecurity in you where you feel the need to be a King of Wands. Like this is like, maybe you emotionally you relied on other areas in your life to make you feel good. You know, that's what you focused on it to make you feel good. And so you may fall back into that at times, where you neglect other areas, you know, where you can't give the time that you feel like you can to family or friends or supportive people or whatever the case, a relationship, you know, whatever it is, that needs you, you know, or that want you. There's something here that what is this about? Can you give me a little more information about this? 8 of Cups in the reverse, please. The Devil in reverse. something that you released yourself from. You feel like you've already understood. This is Capricorn energy, which again, Capricorn is about career and personal status. It's the 10th house, which is about career, but it's also about your ambitions. This could have been something that overtook you or took the best of you, you know. What do they need to know about this as far as advice goes? The Hierophant. You've already learned this lesson. You've already experienced this. You need to remember this lesson that you learned about this situation, about this. Because you could be... Why is that? Taurus energy's there. Yeah, it's the Ten of Wands in reverse. Again, it says opposition on it. The Ten of Wands in reverse. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of your reading. Those 10 wands didn't get there because somebody decided just to take on a pile of wands and throw them on their back. They started off with an Ace of Wands, which is the best of intentions of having, you know, an idea or something brilliant or something that's going to lead to some kind of a success. And you work hard to maintain them. But that 10 of Wands can very quickly become a burden, like I talked about, if you are tired, if you are stressed, if you are, you know, just focused on one thing. This is what needs to change here. The 10 of Wands needs to be released. There's something to do with the lesson around responsibilities. At some point where you realized that maybe, I don't know the circumstances here. It could be that you lacked in your responsibilities. Maybe you didn't take care of your responsibilities. Or there's something here that is tied to an insecurity that you may still kind of have. It may still kind of be there that makes you want to make up for it. You know, I want to make up for that by being this King of Wands. What do they need to know about this? You've already learned this lesson. You need to release this. You no longer need this. You no longer need this thought or idea that you're holding on to. You are in a place to where you can relax. Relax. Queen of Wands in the reverse. So there's your counterpart. This is where you're holding on to the negative side of the feminine energy. So where you felt at some point you felt not good enough, not worthy, not right, not responsible, not doing what you need to do, not confident, whatever the case, you don't want to ever feel like that again. I don't want to ever feel like I don't have control in something, or I missed out, or I lacked, or I be jealous of anyone else, or, you know, or whatever the case. You don't want to feel like that again. And not wanting to feel like that again is what is keeping you in this place where you're having a hard time focusing on other things. That's something that's really here. How do you heal that, right? You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is kind of like insinuating needing to get things back in order, needing to kind of get things, like another opportunity or chance is here. There is an opportunity or chance for you to kind of get things back in order the way that they should be. You have the Tower that's here. So maybe this is something that you've been experiencing, and this is, again, maybe why you're in that momentum, why you're in this fast-paced momentum or strict focus, you know. Yeah, and the Nine of Wands, this is perseverance and something that really tested you. This is like a feeling, I don't want to feel like this again. Yeah. Let's get some advice on this. I landed on the Four of Swords in reverse. You're overthinking, you're overanalyzing, you're overdoing. Okay. Ace of Swords in reverse. Justice. Love justice. I love seeing justice upright on the table. Libra energy. Ace of Swords in reverse this is what you're not seeing, is that you're overdoing it. Together you have 5 swords here, and 5 of Swords is conflict. It's tension. It's like where you feel betrayed or you're betraying someone, or there's just confusion that's going on, or you're just, you're tied up into this place. I feel like that this is, you're overthinking. There's just a lot of overthinking that's going on. Sorry, I got distracted because there's 6 swords actually here. And that's making me want to say, see, and the bee to me would represent prosperity and abundance. And you have a bee here on one of the scales. And look at the scale. It's leaning towards the bee. But you have the heart here, which is the emotions, that's upright. So there's, it's not balanced, and it needs to come into balance here. This is what you need to just take a look at. You're overthinking, overanalyzing things. And you're doing that. You may be in fear of the unknown with that Ace of Swords in reverse. You may just be wanting to protect yourself in a significant way, afraid of what you don't see coming or what you don't know. And that Tower moment with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it could be that that's something that you've experienced in the past. A Tower moment happened, and it was an unfortunate event that occurred, and it was just totally blindsided, and you're trying to control or prevent that from happening again, but it's causing you to be in balance. Okay. That was a mouthful. Love. Love is on the table. I like it. We're going to take that. Music may be relevant or important here. You may be getting a lot of synchronicities or messages through music. Also, an orange flower. I don't know what that means to you guys. Maybe you'll see that to resonate with this reading or something, but an orange flower keeps popping in my head. Love is the foundation of your existence. It fits so good with your reading. And you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. So it's saying, you need all this other stuff. That propels you. That keeps you safe and stable. But so does love. And it's important. It's just as important, if not as more important, because it will always be there no matter what. And it's an equal form of energy that propels you through life, just the same as the other things in your life do. So that's support. Love is support. Okay, I'm going to actually close with no, I don't want to. I changed my mind. I'm going to actually close with one of these. Let's just get one of these. I feel like I need something more. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do if I can, I'm going to do 2 different oracles to close with. We're going to do some of the inner child healing oracles, and then we're also going to use some of the wild offering oracles. We will do the inner child first. Okay, because there is this, it may not be an inner child, but it is your inner child in a way. Searching for that feeling of feeling worthy. It could be getting in the way, What advice do you have? 2 cards, y'all got 2. Guys, that is the divine masculine energy here with the stag, and then it says the number 42. You deserve to be seen. Let yourself be known. So maybe before you didn't feel seen, or you weren't seen correctly even, and that's why you're in this energy now. Set boundaries, number 32. Claim your power and know your value today. Sometimes we have to set boundaries with ourselves. The rejection card that we talked about. Number 43, look at that. You have 42, 32, and 43 here. So there's this 2, 3, 4. It's like needing to progress or needing to grow from your past experiences and find that sense of security in the way you see things now, Leave the past behind you. You do not have to change. You do not have to go it alone. Reach out for support at this time. So pay attention to the people around you. They're there. And you need them just as much as they need you. And this cat is really making me nervous in this tree, but she has propped her little butt up there. She's not too high. She's close to the fence. She could jump on it. But she's just she looks so comfy up there. She's just sitting there all relaxed in this very green tree. I don't know what she's waiting on. But okay. What card do you have for pile 1? We have direction. What's the bottom of the deck say? Let's see. Aging. Okay, so let's read the aging first. I feel like, because this is what I just got done talking about, growth and everything. I am one with unlimited love beyond all seeming restrictions of age. So don't be in a hurry. You don't have to be in such a hurry. I'm filled with joy, energy, and beauty. A vessel of the divine chakra. Chakri. Anyways, direction. Lord, please show me the right direction right now. Please bring me a sign and a miracle that gives me clear direction. May I hear the promptings of your own body, of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. If y'all are afraid of losing an opportunity, you have to be able to have, hope or faith and listening to your own inner guidance on that. And along with whatever you believe, to put you in a place to where you can let go of, all that fear of losing an opportunity, so that you're not having such an imbalance in your life. It will come when it's meant to. What's for you won't pass you by. You have to let that just kind of sink in there. Just keep manifesting what you want. Do what you feel's right. And what's for you will not pass you by. Listen to your heart. Look at that. Rocket ship. The little Einstein song started playing in my head. That's why I laughed. So definitely you may be just kind of going too fast through things. That wasn't very cash money of you. So there may be something here that you're still, like I said, maybe holding on to, or something that you feel bad for, or something like that here. It didn't make you feel good that you're trying to get away from. You have Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so I don't know. Maybe some of y'all, something to do with coffee may be important. Maybe you're trying to do too much, trying to keep up. We drink coffee to keep up with the stuff that we have to do. I'm fixing to go have another cup myself. And, taking a rest and a break is important here. It's just as much as go, go, go. Okay. Coffee will always be there, It's not going anywhere. Hopefully. Well, there'll be a lot of upset people, right? Life's what you make it. Yep, that's sure. And you have the lime, so bittersweet. So bittersweet, I don't know why I always think about that with the lime, but I do. Because limes are green and it's something new, and you look at it and it's all shiny, right? Or hopefully, and it's just like, I can't wait to get into that. But then you get into it and there's some bitterness there, and it's like, oh gosh. Now my mouth's watering. Is y'all's? But anyways, it's like this idea of, and it could represent even, money, because you have that cash money here. But something that's so good for you, but yet there's a negativity to it as well. There's a bitterness to it as well. So yeah, you can go in this direction, or you can accumulate things for yourself that make you feel stable and grounded. But there's also a bitterness to that if there's not that balance there. Could have just summed up the whole reading with that one thing, right? We have the BID, so bid may be important. You have a Z and a Q. Quit the bid. I don't know what that means, but I just heard that in my head. DQ, Dairy Queen. Might be important. We have that here in Texas. Biz. DQ biz. Some kind of business. QD. Cutie. IQ. Being smart. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see it. I'm going to leave it here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness. Of course, I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Paul 2. So if you chose the Tigger here, this is going to be your reading. Okay. So what do you need to know? So with this being Tigger, first off, like I said in the intro, if you missed it, I love Tigger. I love his energy, you know. You may be someone that is, you may be very excited about something. You know, the movie with Tigger is actually, he's very excited to find his family. But in the end, realizes that his family's been there the whole time. It was Pooh and Piglet and Christopher Robin and everybody. You know, that was his family. And there may be something to do with trying to like go on this hunt or this search for perhaps happiness, or you know, something that you're really desiring or want, and not realizing that what you really are looking for out there you already actually have. But we'll just take that into consideration as we get into your reading. He's also someone that bounces all over the place, you know. And you may be having a hard time or difficult time trying to figure out maybe what it is that you want, or what it is that would make you happy. Or there may be something to do with dealing with something that's like off and on, or hot and cold at times. Okay. But he is always trying to get everyone to be optimistic, you know. Okay. So y'all have number 40, Ascended Masters. Devoted spirit with specific intentions. It's funny, I talked about like bouncing all over the place. You have all these different types of energies that are here for different things. It's almost like for some of you, you may be having a hard time, like with Ascended Master. You could be a jack of all trades, or you're having a hard time figuring out what's important to you, like I said, or what you should focus on at this time. What it is that will bring you that sense of stability that you're looking for. You also may be, some of you may be trying to figure out someone's intentions with you, or intentions, or what is the reasoning behind maybe different options that you have. Okay, so we're going to get the tarot. Put this over here to the side. 40 could be important. 4 is the 4th house, Cancer energy, which represents the home. It's also ruled by the moon. And the moon can be a place of mystery. You know, it can be a place of illusion and scarcity mindset even. So some of you may be afraid, or you could be afraid of you know, someone's intentions, or what you're putting your time or energy into. So instead of focusing on one thing, you're focusing on a lot of things at one time. And that may be saying you need to master one skill. You know, you need to focus on this one thing at this time. Master one skill. Understand what your intentions are. Okay. These are the answer oracles, and we want to figure out. I just saw dream in chat. I think some of you are really just trying to figure out what it is that you want, but the whole overall message here is I feel like you may be missing out on what you have because you're trying to figure out what you want. Not realizing, like Tigger, that what you've been looking for the whole time is right in front of you. So let's see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. What is it that pile 2 needs to know? I tried to catch it and it went all over my arm and down my shirt. So we have follow here. It was hard to catch, you know. Follow instructions, investigate, and faith. Some of you may be worried about someone's intentions. You're following the lead here with someone. We'll come back around to that. May mean something different for everybody, or just a few of you, but this again is kind of like, you know, the star is there. So the star is representing what it is that you want. What's your dream? What's your goal? And it's like you can't figure out what you really want to do. You know, you can't figure out what you really need to focus on. So this is different for some of you. This has to do with in your life right now. You know, what is your goal moving forward with your life in whatever area of your life, right? Follow. You're trying to follow someone's lead. You're trying to follow the instructions. You're trying to have faith and that you're moving in the right direction. Sunset. This says decline, fade, or aging. So some of you may be, these are things that you could be even afraid of. Let me get one more. You may feel like you're running out of time here. It's almost like you're trying to convince yourself of something. Okay, you have the seagull spirit at the bottom of the deck. And then you also have decline here twice. And then you have redemption here as well, with hope, faith, a turning point, be forgotten, wither and die. This has something to do with redeeming yourself. This may have something to do with trying to redeem yourself, trying to follow where you feel called. But there is this energy here of decline. It's funny because you have ascended and then you have decline here. So some of you may have had to kind of, you're on a downward slope, and you've either had to or you are picking yourself up out of that. Because the bottom of the deck, and you have surprise under that, is perseverance. You know, the seagull spirit, survival. So some of y'all are trying to redeem yourself. But you're in a place to where you may be a little all over the place, where you're needing to just focus on one particular thing. And you're having a hard time maybe making a decision around this. If you're headed in the right direction, because you are coming up out of something, you know. And I'm getting this image of I get the weirdest things sometimes. And some of y'all probably haven't seen this, but if you have little ones, I guess hopefully you have. It's the Inside Out, where they're going off into her imagination and they get lost in the imagination, right? I believe that's right. And they end up down in the cave of all the lost memories, you know, and her old imaginary friend they find, and they get in this thing and they have to believe basically, and make it like they're trying to build up this come on, Holly, trying to build up this it's like a red wagon, kind of this wagon that they jump in. They try to build it up so its spirit will be high and it'll be able to make it out of the canyon. So it's almost like you're coming from a lost place, or maybe a dream that you had or wish that you had. It's like you're trying to be optimistic, but it's difficult because you're coming out of a place of decline. You're coming out of a disappointment. Now this says disappear and redemption here. So it's like You're redeeming yourself after you've kind of disappeared. And it's just like the movie, like what I just said, it is a place of imagination. And so you may be having a hard time imagining something better for yourself, or imagining a sense of freedom or survival here in a way, because you've been so far down in the canyon, to where you felt like something was lost. So you're coming out of this, and it's a difficult thing because, like, you have to be able to have some sense of imagination when it comes to thinking about your future. When it comes to thinking something is possible, having this understanding of it being still possible. That's really hard when you've already been declined, you've already been rejected, you've already been, disappointed, or felt forgotten. It's funny too, because you have "be forgotten" on this card, and that's what happens in that show. They go there and then they're forgotten about, but it's not that they don't have that still inside of them, because you see they just need some encouragement. So there's a turning point is what I'm seeing on the table here for you guys. That's what we're looking at. And, Ascended Masters is taking what you've learned from an experience and utilizing it in the future. Not cutting yourself off from the opportunity, just using what you've learned from the experience of this loss or disappointment to implement how you can be more aware and protect yourself in the future, but yet still have hope and faith that things will turn around. I think this has been a very difficult thing for you guys. I think some of you have really struggled. You've really gone through it and persevered and had to be fearless. I feel like for some of you, you've tried to be faithful about something, like you followed instructions here. You felt like you did the right thing, and it still didn't play out in your favor, and it became forgotten. Okay, let's get the tarot. What was under here? Surprise. Generous. Comply. Something here, like you overcame something that, it's like something that you may have felt was very unexpected, like you weren't prepared or ready, perhaps for some sort of loss, but yet you've persevered here. Yeah, look at that, guys. See that Ten of Swords there in reverse? You also have an Eight of Pentacles here. So, yeah, getting yourself out of something. And here's the thing. If you aren't there yet, you will have this turning point. Literally, the sun just came out. Literally, the sun just came out from behind the clouds. What a great timing. You have this High Priestess. Sometimes we don't get those opportunities like we wanted because Spirit really is catching us a break. We just can't see it. Have you ever had that idea where you're like, man, I'm so glad that didn't happen when I wanted it to, because if it would have, I didn't know what was coming, and now that I know what's coming, like let's just say you worked really hard and you saved up your money and you wanted to buy a new car, and it's like, man, I really want to buy that new car, and something happens and you were declined in some way. You didn't get approved for the loan, or you didn't have enough for the down payment, or whatever the case. It's just some way or another you were just declined from that. And then a month later, some unexpected expense comes up and you can cover it. But if you would have bought that new car, you probably wouldn't have been able to. And it's like, sometimes the universe, always, they know what's coming before we do, and sometimes we get those tower moments and they're purposeful. And this is like an understanding that you're coming to, or that you will soon, of why things happened in the way that they did. So some of you are on different timelines here. This is the feminine, wait, what is this? The feminine Nero Tarot, right? I don't know why I talk to y'all sometimes like y'all are just sitting here talking to me, or you can answer me. Okay. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta. There we go. Fix my mic. Okay. What does pile 2 need to know at this time? Came out quite a bit aggressive. Apparently they want to talk about this. Look, she's in a long looking robe too. Some of you just been hanging out in your PJs. It's time to start taking care of yourself. It's time to start, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the most important thing as soon as I get home I want to do. It's just, let's just strip down and put my comfy clothes on, right? Who doesn't want to be comfortable? I mean, but this is like, this 5 of Cups is not allowing a mistake or a disappointment or something that caused you pain, something that caused you this feeling of feeling disappointed or depressed, hang around on you too long. It's wanting you to acknowledge the lesson that you were meant to learn there. Like, you have mastered this, and if you haven't yet, you will soon. It's just saying there's no need to really be in this energy still. Sideways card. It's the 7 of Cups. Yeah, you know, the 7 of Cups is one of those cards too where it's like it's a card of illusion. You don't know what's what, right? You don't know what any of these drinks are gonna taste like. It's like ordering a drink, you know, at a restaurant, and it's like, I don't even know what I want because I have never heard of any of these. I don't know what they're gonna taste like. Now this is sideways because these are all options, right? And that's the whole point in life, is you have opportunities, you have options. We really don't know what those are going to be like until we actually take those opportunities and options. Some of them may not end up great, and that's kind of what you're going through here. It didn't end up great, but the fact is that you still took a chance, you know, and that's what life is. It's just all about taking chances, just taking chances left and right. So some of y'all, you may be kind of in this place of where you're stuck. You're stuck on what should you take a chance on because something didn't work out for you before. And like I said, you're still kind of coming out of that. So that negativity is still kind of attached to you in a way. Yeah, there's the 8 of Pentacles again. I'm going to turn this upright. You know, it did come out sideways. You have the 3 of Wands, and you have the 4 of Swords. Just because you've forgotten about the world doesn't mean the world's forgotten you. I don't know why I said that. It's just popped in my head, so I said it out loud. Why is the 5 of Cups here? There's that Ace of Pentacles. So a new opportunity here is coming. This is what puts you in this place. This new opportunity, remember, person, place, or thing. It could be anything in your life. It is something that's solid. And there's this disappointment that's attached to this opportunity. So, you know, when you get an opportunity in life, you are reminded of how things didn't work out in the past. I mean, it's your memory, you know. And it does affect the choices that we feel like we have. It does affect what we do choose or how we do choose to see something. You know, the 7 of Cups is about illusions, and it's about seeing something for what it is, or seeing that something may be this way, but it may turn out a different way. but that's all we have sometimes. You have to take the opportunity to figure that out. But if you're in this place here with the Five of Cups where you're so worried about reliving a past experience and how that felt, because you still have this pain that you're still experiencing from that, it will most definitely keep you from those opportunities. This is something that you're needing to work on. This is something that you need to master or focus on so that you can heal this and that you can plan for your future here. The most comfortablest place you can ever get to is when you understand who you are as a person, what you're worth, what your value is, what's meant for you won't pass you by, and that the universe is forgiving, and that there's always other opportunities and other chances, even if they come in different ways, in different shapes, in different forms, in different areas of our life. There's always a new beginning. From an end comes a new beginning, always. There's this understanding that you're needing to have of this, to where you understand this so much so that it builds this confidence in you, to where you're smart. You take what has happened to you and you use those skills now, to where when you do get new chances, the confidence in taking the leap comes from knowing that you've grown from the mistakes that you've made in the past. It's not that you just know now you're not ever going to let anything else happen to you, or it won't ever happen to you. It's that you know how to deal with it when it does come up. You know what choices you need to make for yourself. And it's such a hard thing to master, right? So hard to master. And every time you may feel like you've understood it, then you go through a different lesson. The universe is funny like that. They like to keep throwing things at you. You do have this. Well, let's keep going here. I want to go with the clarifiers first, so I can. But you're just needing to reevaluate how you see yourself, and you're so much smarter. You're so much more capable. You've learned so much more than what you realize, and you can come out of this. Things don't have to be the way that they were. Okay, hold on. Let's see why the Seven of Cups is here. It's the Page of Cups. Okay, some of you, this is coming from an outside party, like someone you don't know if you can trust, or you don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. You don't know if you can trust someone. This is a very innocent card here. It's like someone that is in a place to where they're like very emotionally open or vulnerable. And you may see that as a red flag or a warning if you're coming from an unhealed place. It's hard to see an offer as genuine when you still have pain in your heart. Tell me about that Five of Cups a little more. What is that from? The Seven of Pentacles. There may have been something here you put a lot of effort and a lot of work into. I mean, you were very devoted to something. It took a lot out of you. You were very patient here with something and invested a lot into it. And nothing came out of that. And that was such a significant disappointment. And you may have been disappointed in it didn't coming out the way you wanted, but also there may be a part where you're disappointed in yourself because maybe you didn't recognize something the way that you feel like you should have. Like, you know, her in her greenhouse here, she didn't recognize that some of her flowers weren't getting the proper lighting, you know. So there's something to do with self-blame that's going on here that needs to be addressed, that needs to be healed. Because I feel like without it, you're always going to be second guessing yourself or someone else. What about the Seven of Pentacles? What is that about? The Four of Wands. This is a foundation. This could be a relationship, a marriage, a foundation, a home, an idea of something that you had, your peace. Some of you, you haven't been doing anything but just being focused on your own peace, being consumed in growing something yourself and feeling good about where you are. So you're just so overly protective because you don't want to have any regrets. If you take an opportunity, you're like, I don't want to go back down that hill. I don't want to end up back in that cave. I don't want to end up back in that canyon that it was so hard to get out of. I don't want to feel like that again. You know, that's something that's here. And some of you may have been like, it's been so difficult to pull yourself up out of it. That's what makes it so hard for you to take any kind of opportunity for being just an opportunity for you without feeling like there's some negativity attached to that, you know? Eight of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. This is kind of what I just got done talking about. This is what you're needing to work on, is this Four of Pentacles. This idea of, you know, it's so funny that we talk about boundaries like we do. We talk about how you should have boundaries. You should need to have boundaries, protect yourself, have some boundaries. You didn't protect yourself here. You need to protect yourself now. And we get so just, there's a robin, by the way, that just landed on my fence. Hey Siri, what does a robin symbolize? I don't know why I can't remember this. Love, hope, and happiness. A robin is a symbol of love, hope, and happiness. It can be a symbolize of good, luck, prosperity, guidance, optimism, happiness, and new beginnings, and gratification. So there you go. If you have this boundary, like you want to protect all these things, but you're protecting yourself so much so that now you're in a place of overprotecting and you're keeping yourself from being able to proceed forward, to move forward, to grow. And it's like, well, and this is about this could be like you overly investigating something because you're so worried about reliving a hurtful experience. Why is there Three of Wands here? Ooh, Tower. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, you went through some stuff. Scorpio energies. The Three of Wands with the Tower is, it's almost like you're waiting for the inevitable. That's what this feels like. Like you feel like it's coming. It's bound to happen. Boy, that's a downer, right? That's going to damper your whole future experience if you're sitting around just waiting for the tower to fall. And then that's this sunset here is here as well. You know, eventually the sun is going to set on this. You're just waiting for it. You need to reevaluate this. Why is the Four of Swords here? The King of Cups. You need to reevaluate your emotions and how you're feeling about the situation, because you could be so much more in control than what you are currently. Scorpio energy here too. Tell me some more. This could be someone, or this could be your energy, but it's definitely needing to reevaluate how you feel. This is telling you to get back to your emotions in a way. Get control of your emotions. Needing to get control of your emotions with this. It could have to do with abandonment here, with disappear. This could be something that plays on you. Let's go back to this, because as soon as you get this offer, this is what's hanging over it, right? This is like the dark cloud that's here over this opportunity or this offer. What is this opportunity or offer that's here? Some of you may already be in this. Some of you, you're not there yet. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? King of Swords. This could be an opportunity to, this could be someone bringing you an opportunity for to be honest, or to have something honest, or to opportunity for something that's real or truthful, or doing things the right way. You know, you have this following instructions here. That's definitely a King of Swords, wanting to do something the right way. Tell me more about this Five of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Look at this. What just came out? Two of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Someone either didn't make a good decision about you, or you didn't make a good decision about someone here. This is about making a decision to cut someone off or out. And this could have been a mistake that you made in the past, or that someone made about you. This could also be like you made a bad decision, or a difficult decision. You didn't cut something off or out when you should have. You had a hard time making a decision around this, because you had already put so much time or energy into something. There's two ways of reading this. This is like I couldn't see. Basically, the bottom line, no matter how you're reading it, it's you couldn't see at the time the decision that you were making and how it was going to affect you, especially when it comes to having a new opportunity or a new beginning. Affect you, affect the situation, affect the other person if there's someone else here. Definitely for some of you, this could be like a relationship that the two of you were not on the same page, or you couldn't see eye to eye. And someone had to make a difficult decision to cut the other person off or out. There's a sadness or disappointment around this that's kind of a little bit tainting a new beginning moving forward, okay? Why is the... Give me more about this Page of Cups in the reverse with the Seven of Cups. Look at this. Page of Swords in reverse with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, this is, there's Libra and Gemini energies, Aquarius over here, and then Capricorn here for me. So this is like, you don't know if you can trust someone or something. You don't know if you can trust this. This is someone that you feel as if, look at that, she's even in this energy of protecting herself. This is, again, what I was talking about before, and this could be someone or just the situation, but it was undelivered intentions or undelivered and promise that was made in some kind of way. This is what you're afraid of. someone not being honest or not obtaining what it is that you have worked so hard for, you know, or someone is afraid of this. It's keeping you in your head. This is about being emotionally, you are confused about what to believe here because of this stuff that went on here in your past. I don't know what to believe. Can I trust this or not? I don't know. Why is the Four of Pentacles here with that Eight of Cups? Four of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles, please. Queen of Cups. Cancer energy. I don't know why I breathe so heavy on that one, but let me get a drink of my... Okay. This can also look in the way of holding on to something, wanting to hold on to something, wanting to work on something. I think your heart's still in this, though. That's the thing. You have a King and Queen of Cups. They're both on the same page. So you have double counterpart energy out here. So this is someone that you may not be on the same page with this person or this circumstance. Like you're questioning it. You're questioning whether or not they're being honest or truthful with you, or if it will work out because of what you've experienced of the past. You know, you could have been either made the wrong decision or you were naive in some way. But if you can open up and drop out of your head and into your heart space, there are still these, this is an emotional thing here for you. This is emotional connection. Or you still have emotions attached into this. You still are very much so drawn to this or emotionally attached to this. There's this energy here of wanting to hold on to something, wanting to work on something, wanting to progress, wanting to move forward. But again, it's hard to do that if your boundaries are so strong or so high. And I think you're aware of this with that Four of Swords. But it doesn't make it easy. Why? Because you're trying to change, you're trying to almost kind of convince yourself. Like I said with the wagon and them in the wagon, they have to convince the wagon, you know, sing the song to get its spirits up. So why is the Tower and the Three of Wands here? This is like preparing for the worst. That's exactly what that looks like. Ace of Swords in reverse. Be careful of this energy. Be real careful of that, because going into a situation knowing that there are things that you're not going to be able to see until it plays out. Yes, there's a part of you have to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. But if you've already experienced that worst case scenario, it's easier to have that negativity attached to preparing yourself because you remember what it felt like. It's so fresh, you know? You can kind of get more off into a fearful state, a worried state, and get more deep into that concern, investigation, and less into having hope and faith, because what you've experienced in the past is still so fresh. That's why healing is so important. Why is the King of Cups with the Four of Swords? You have a Ten of Cups here. I mean, I feel like that this is you reevaluating what's important to you, what makes you happy, and what you can see in your future. Becoming emotionally balanced in that is what's going to help you with this turning point in this. And I honestly do feel like the way I'm reading this is that for those of you that are already almost through this, are feeling in this right now, you will overcome this. There's a feeling here of, reevaluating what makes you emotionally happy. What is emotional bliss to you? What does that look like? You regain some sort of stability here. This is a very hard thing to do because it's almost like a balancing act. It's almost like a tightrope that you're walking. Yeah, follow instructions. It's almost like this tightrope that you're walking on, where you're preparing yourself for the worst, and that feels so fresh, and you know what that's going to feel like, to also still remaining hopeful. And there's such a thin line that you have to walk on. Because if you overthink it all, you could easily sabotage what's in front of you, this redemption. And yeah, I do feel like for some of you, this may be someone that's trying to redeem themselves in some way. Hoping for you to reevaluate, whatever this ending was. That's not everybody's story. Some of you, this is just in your life, and you're getting another opportunity to redeem yourself from what was lost. What's going to happen? Let's take a look at this now. What's going to happen here moving forward for pile 2? Six of Pentacles. So there's someone either that's very giving, or you're going to get gifted something. The Star in reverse. This is going to come in very unexpectedly. This may be something that you've really wanted, but you felt like you've given up on it, or it was no longer obtainable for you in some way. What else? What's going to happen here? The Three of Pentacles. It has to do with some sort of commitment. An opportunity, maybe to work with someone or something. She's painting right there. And I was on a ladder just like that last night, painting my garage. Or not painting it, but getting ready to paint. Some of you have been maybe feeling like your hard work's gone unnoticed, or something to do with that's here. That's going to change. Give me some more information about what's going to happen in the future. Six of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords. Someone's going to give something to you. You're going to get a gift, or be given something, or it may put you in your head a little bit. It may set you off to where it makes you think. It just makes you think. Yeah, because if you're in a place to where you're questioning something, you're unsure about something, and someone's going to throw something at you that even might put you in your head more about I don't know, it's just, I feel intensity here. I feel like there's an energy of something becoming very intense. I don't think you're quite prepared for it, but it gives you valuable understanding that you needed. What's the Star in reverse? The Knight of Cups. You don't expect this coming. You don't expect this. If this has to do with love, this is somebody that's offering you something you weren't prepared for. If this is life, it's just like, yeah, I mean, this is an offer that you're going to get that you're just not prepared for. Three of Pentacles, it has to do with committing to something or a commitment. Page of Pentacles in reverse, yeah. You may put this on hold, or you may put this off, or you may not forever. It's just like, let's just say somebody asks you about a commitment and you say, well, I have to think about that. You know, that's something that's there. Again, it's something you weren't expecting. You just weren't expecting this. There's someone here that sees the value in you, and they want to hold on to you. And I mean, this could even be work, you know, whatever it is. It's like, this is someone that perhaps has been, Four of Cups just flew out of the deck. You may be aware of whatever this is, like you're aware of whatever this is. You may have been procrastinating, either taking this offer or giving it, or this new beginning. Someone around you may have. They've been thinking about it, reevaluating it, figuring it out. This is someone that's going after their own, like their own awareness. They're going after what they feel like is right for them. And I think it has to do with some sort of commitment with you. The Nine of Swords. There's somebody here that's like been putting this off or holding back. And this could also be you realizing, you know, you have to go after what it is that you have in front of you, and you don't want to hold back. You don't want to get so stuck in your head that you procrastinate and then lose this commitment, lose this opportunity, lose this willingness to work on something. Tell me more about, why are you in your head here with the, well, I already know, but yeah, there you go. It just has to be sticking out of there, doesn't it? Just has to be showing. Why are you in your head here? Temperance in the World, Sagittarius energies. Because this has to do with compromise and closure, or this could have to do with compromise with travel or distance, or this could be part of the offer here as well. May include distance or travel, and that could be putting you in your head. There's some kind of compromise that's here as well. Can you give me any more information about the Six of Pentacles? Flew out fast. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. There may have to be some juggling that goes on here, like trying to get your priorities in order, or trying to figure something out, or you're worried about how you're going to do this, you know? But you want to take this opportunity. The Queen of Wands just fell out on my leg, but I'm not going to take it. This can be about how confident you feel. Is this about accepting an offer? Is this about accepting an offer? The Five of Swords. If this has to do with like work, I mean, it could be any area, right? But if it's work, it's like you're conflicted about whether or not you should take this offer, because you may have to drop something else. The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. The Hierophant. Some prior commitment. In order to in order to gain something here. Some of you, this is you haven't been prioritizing a goal or something. The Three of Cups is here in reverse. So what is going on here? Something's happening here with this. I'm having a hard time. We just switched gears when I started focusing on the future of this. I'm trying to figure out why that is, because something happens here that's affecting you in the future in a big way. There's a choice that's made, and facing the reality of something is here, and separating yourself from something is here. This could be other people, a friendship, a group situation that doesn't fit with your morals or your values in some sense. Or something here maybe doesn't go with your structure, or it's a decision that you have to make. How is this going to work? How is this going to fit into my everyday life? How is this going to affect the people around me? So whatever choice that you make, I feel like is going to affect others in some way, and you're having to, there's some kind of compromise. It may have to do with travel or work or a move or something like that that's here, and conflict around this. Someone else could be involved here too. If that's the case, then it's like, this is what you get in your head about. Distance, learning your lesson, and third-party energies. Why is the Knight of Cups here with the Star in reverse? The High Priestess. You have this inner knowing that something's coming towards you, that someone is coming towards you. You have this inner knowing here. What's the Star in reverse? Give me one more. Two more. Guys. It's the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands in the reverse. This is suspicious of someone. I don't know who this is. Leo energy. Pisces is here as well, and Aquarius. But this is being, keeping something here to yourself, because this is about being suspicious around someone, not knowing if you can trust someone, or there's someone around you that is being sneaky. And this is someone that's coming towards you unexpectedly. Someone you don't feel like that you can trust. You don't know if you can trust this person. This is an inner knowing. You have an inner knowing about this. Okay. Why is this got complicated. Why is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse? Page of Wands in reverse. Someone's procrastinating some kind of commitment. This could have been plans. What is this about? Five of Pentacles in reverse. What about that? The Hermit. Investigating. Look at that. It's a sheriff investigating. Virgo and Gemini energies here. Tell me, okay, so I feel like you may do some investigating here, or someone's doing that with you, and they're finding something that they don't. I hate to say that. Hold on. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. I have to say this real quick. If you're in a place to where you're still healing from something, if you go on a trip to where you're trying to find some evidence that, like I said before, you're just waiting on that tower to fall. You just know you're waiting on the worst case scenario. If you go and look for it, you will find it, whether it's the reality or not, because your mind has a way of playing tricks on you. Obviously, if you see something like right in front of your face, the truth is what it is. But if it's like you put pieces of something together to come out to what you've imagined in your head, you could be playing tricks with yourself. I see that here as being a possibility, and this could lead to some kind of self-sabotage, which means that you didn't learn a lesson in the past that you were meant to learn from this. So as far as looking into future energies, I feel like this is coming out as a bit of a warning because of the spread that we already did for y'all, if that makes sense. Because what I'm seeing in the future is it leading exactly to that if you get in this Eight of Swords energy, which is being in your head. And we're talking about that when it comes to someone giving to you. So if you feel like someone's giving to you a lot or over giving to you, you immediately are like, what's the catch here? And especially if it comes to you in an unexpected type of way, where it's different from what you're used to, of course you're going to be suspicious. And this is abandonment again. This Five of Pentacles in the reverse. You need to do some investigative work really on yourself here with this Eight of Cups to figure out where that attachment is so that you can get rid of that and not see good news as scary news, you know? Yeah, the Ten of Wands. You're holding onto Queen of Wands in reverse. Something that you may have felt naive to, something that you may have felt like you, especially if you're in a place to where you have experienced unworthiness, if you've experienced, like someone didn't see your talent for what it is. This, you feel like you weren't being seen, or you feel like someone used you in some way, or you didn't listen to your intuition when you should have, You carry that around like a badge of, oh, I'm going to take, like it's a badge of burden. Where now, like I said before, I'm going to investigate every single thing. And if you're looking for something, you're going to find it, whether it's the truth or not. Your mind will create something to satisfy your ego in a way. And I understand it's coming from a hurt place. I don't think that there's anyone here that has bad intentions with you. You have this Knight of Cups. You have this Knight of Cups here, but I think your mind's playing tricks with yourself because of your past experience. And we see that playing out in the future, even though we did the reading we did. See, Ascended Master here, mastering your own stability. Where does your stability come from? It comes from within yourself, not anyone else. Mastering that is how you can get yourself out of this. To where you could sabotage, a future opportunity. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Knight of Swords, the Fool. There's the new opportunity that's there. how do I explain this without being all these readings to me? Every life itself, I think, is just about balance in everything, every single thing that we do, every single way of we think. And if the balance is unbalanced, it's uneven, you know, it can lead us down the hill. You know, it can lead us into a cave. It can lead us into not a great place. It's almost like this Knight of Wands is like when something's really testing you, testing your stability. Queen of Pentacles. Testing your nurturing energy, your motherly, giving, loving energy. Something here in your life has tested that. The ability to nurture yourself. And it's like you've put up this boundary of, I'm never going to let that ever happen to me again. But you've locked the door and now nothing can come in. You may feel like it is, but you're so guarded. You're not in your heart space. You're more worried about where your feet are being planted. And you're not even giving yourself the ability to be able to dream about something being a possibility, or maybe it's not what you're afraid of. Maybe it can turn out good. You know, looking at something in a different point of view or perspective. Looking at something, sometimes the harder way to look at something is maybe it won't end in disaster. You know, and that's really hard because you've just experienced something that was so disastrous. Like I said, and that wound's still fresh. It's hard to want to do it all over again. You know, they say if you fall off a horse, get back on it. But I mean, if you fall off the horse and you really hurt yourself real bad, it's a little harder to get back on that horse, especially if it's the same horse. You know what I mean? So that might have meant something to somebody. Okay, so let's see. Let's get over this. Let's kind of progress here because this was one of those roller coaster readings. Let's get some advice. We're going to start with some of these, and we're going to go on to some inner child healing cards, and then we'll get a wild offering oracle. Okay. Can I have a card for pile 2, please? Advice. Stop and reassess. Disguised solutions is at the bottom, number 7. The solution is disguised as a problem. What you perceive as a problem is pushing you towards a more favorable outcome. So you may see this as like difficult, like an issue, like a hard thing, but it's meant to be here for you. Stop and reassess, number 13. You need more information about the situation in order to make the right decision. Look into it further and pay attention to the details. If you are nervous or feel insecure about something, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say just ride on that horse of hope and just, well, I hope he doesn't do it again, you know, and get back on that horse. You have to be smart about it. You have to ask, how long has it been? Has the horse had any training since then? How recovered are you? You know, you have to ask. You have to be aware. You have to ask the right questions before you just get right back on it. You have to, especially if you're in a relationship and you've been hurt, you have to make sure that the other person knows where you are coming from up front. That might mean something to somebody too, but asking information is how you become more comfortable. And pay attention to the details of the information that you are receiving. Some of y'all may choose not to go in this direction. And that's okay too. I'm just telling you the energies that I'm seeing. And you're the one that has to take it and see how it fits to your story, see how it resonates, and how you feel. What your intuition's telling you. Heart's message, number 47. Expect to receive a message that will make your heart feel full. Let your heart be your guiding key. Yeah, that's what she's got done saying. Because you can't come back in a month when this takes place and say, well, you know, that tarot lady told me to do it, so I did it, even though my heart was telling me or my gut was telling me not to. and it went the wrong way. Daggum her. Well, I mean, that's not my fault. It's a general reading, and you have to listen to your own inner guidance. Just because these readings come out with a possible outcome doesn't mean that's exactly how it's going to take place. These are general, and everybody's situation is going to end up differently because you have free will. You can choose to just turn this whole thing around if you wanted to. You can choose to, well, you're not ready for something like this. All of that's up to y'all. Not me. I'm just reading the cards. Okay, so let's see. Inner child healing for call 2. I think pile 1 got 2 cards too. Y'all have number 36, today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. And then you have number 26, practice freedom, release the weight of judgment. Yeah. You always have to know how someone else or a situation plays out too, where when you decide to make a certain decision, how the other person or the situation reacts to that. Let's just say you really need some time. I really need some time to think about this. I cannot make this decision quite yet. I need to get my priorities in order. How does that person respond to that, I don't know about a work situation that would play out, because they could go on to the next person if they needed to, but I was thinking more of a love situation on that. What advice do you have? True love. Intention, again, is at the bottom, which is, if you remember, the card that we started with says intention on it. This says true love. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, but this solventarity actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. Yeah, this is what I was talking about before, about going within, that stability being within yourself. You have hardship right underneath this intention, and work is there too, but may I embrace what's happening right now, as baffled or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you're guiding me. I am yours. We talked about that as well. I have intention here. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all of God's wishes for me come true. Yeah. Always coming back to that thought or idea of, like I said in the other pile, what's meant for you won't pass you by. Easier said than done. It's just a simple thing. I have been watching a squirrel on my fence sit here and eat I don't know what that is, an acorn, I guess. He's just sitting here all still, just eating away at the acorn. I've never seen one just sit there like that and just go to town. He's almost had it ate. Must be real hungry. He's sitting in a weird spot just to be eating like that. Okay. Mound. I heard mouth. Stress less and smile more. Easier said than done. Be a nice human. Sometimes that's easier said than done too. Life is tough, but so are you. We have DF, Divine Feminine, is there. U. FU is in the bowl. So there it is. We have O and an M, or a W and an E. Me. Focus on me. Or we. Dome. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love. Mud is in there. Get out of the mud. Thanks for all your love and your support and your kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose the pig with wings, so the impossible things, right? When pigs fly, so I have a pig in my living area that has wings, and I don't know, to me it's a symbol of, I never really knew where I'd end up in life. Like it's one of those things where you look back and you're like, how did I get here? Like I could never have imagined that I would be right here right now, for all the good and the bad things, both equally that got me here. It's just one of those things where you think about something being impossible, but yet here it is, Okay, so we'll take that into consideration. Let's see what card y'all have. Y'all have number 18. It says prophets and ancient seers, decisions and predictive guidance. So again, when pigs fly. And number 18 is the moon in tarot. So Pisces and Cancer energy. The unseen, Pisces is about the 12th house, the secrets and karma. Things that you can't see, you couldn't possibly know. So being in the moment of making the right decisions here for yourself, following your inner guidance, because you couldn't possibly see, or predict what the future holds. You can only predict being in the present moment and having control in the present moment. And decisions is how we have control. Decisions in the present moment. That's kind of wild, right? Prophets and ancient seers. Some of y'all, you may have predicted something. There may be something here that you had predicted for yourself. And so you made a decision based off of that, and you may see that playing out, even though you thought it would be impossible. Okay. So it's like you kind of had to convince yourself of something. And it plays out. It does happen. I feel like this is going to be a good reading, but here we go. Oop. Oop. Did it again. Been using this deck this whole entire time. Also got quiet too. Some of you may have acquired something you didn't think that you were going to, and now you don't know what to do with it. Or you don't know what to do. There's also a movie that just popped in my head. It's going to make my brain hurt thinking about what this is. Kung Fu Panda did pop into my head as well, so that might be part of it. This could be somebody coming in or saying hi to you, or the reason I said saying hi to you is, long story short, there's a leaf in a tree that I was looking at that reminded me of Kung Fu Panda, because it looked like it had the hat that he wears. And it's just, the wind blew and one of his leaves went up. It looked like he was waving to me. So, yes, that's where my mind goes in readings. That whole scenario happened. That's what came out of that movie, Kung Fu Panda. Might be important. Maybe you should watch that. There is this prophet or ancient seer in that movie. In the first one. And it's about making decisions to be the dragon, Anyway, where I'm going with this. This is the answer oracles. Boy, I'm way off in y'all's reading. This is a whole different energy from the other readings. When pigs fly. Okay, one more shuffle. Here we go. When pigs fly, and look at this. Determination. Go all out. Struggle. Believe in victory. And struggle desperately. So this is something that you may have been having a difficult time with. You've been really struggling. But you've still managed to keep some sort of belief in this. Believe it could happen, and it actually did. Okay. What does this have to do with for pile 3? I shuffled forever, right? I feel like I shuffled forever. Memories. Old acquaintances. I swear to you, somebody may pop up out of the woodwork. For some of you. An old debt that's needing to be repaid. You'd never thought this was going to happen. Okay, we're getting to something good here. We have disappear. Someone may have just like disappeared on you, and you're like, you never thought that this would come back around. You thought they forgot about it or forgot about you. Some of you may be getting some kind of fortune or something. Process. You're seeing the fruits of your labor in some way, but you thought you weren't ever going to be able to see this. You thought this was, there's no way this is going to happen here. But it does. It happens, and it's hard to believe. Promise. This is an oath, a contract, an emotional bond. Memories. This is a fun, strange energy that I'm feeling. I don't even know how to describe it. Let me see if I can. Let me get a few of these to describe the energy overall that I'm feeling. Because it's like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe I'm here. I cannot believe that it's, have you ever had somebody in your life you're like, I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe how far I come, you know? Or that this is coming back around. We have epiphany here. Sudden insight into reality. And I swear to y'all, my head is hurting. Look, the unexpected surprise. Expect the unexpected, shocking revelations. We have negative emotions in the reverse and available here. What's the other side? Nothing. That's all they're going to give me. Let's get some tarot. And you know, I got this one deck out for you guys, but I feel called to use the regular Right Away Tarot. No, we're going to use something different, but we're not going to use the one I picked either. I don't feel it anymore. I feel something else. This happened to me. This has been happening to me, actually. I'm going more with the decks that I'm just called in the reading to instead of pre-picking them. You may have had to go with the flow here in something. Like you had to. Maybe someone broke a commitment or promise. Ignore. Deliver. You were waiting for something to happen and you maybe you got overlooked in some way. You've had to kind of just sit with that and think, well, I was forgotten here or declined. But then it's like, oh, this is like, let's just say you were part of some sort of lawsuit or something, and you signed up for it or something, and then it kind of went on its way, and you thought, well, I'm probably never going to see that again, you know, or whatever. Or you have some kind of a, who knows, some, you know, unclaimed money somewhere or something. There's something here, or this could even be like someone or that you thought just you'd never get another chance with, or you never thought it would go anywhere. And it's just like you're just, you were promised something and you're going to receive that. And it's coming very unexpected. And it's a sudden, like, insight into a different reality. Every time, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There I go, being quiet again, right? It's just like you're gonna think about it. It's gonna take some time for this to sink in, for this reality to sink in. Look at that, judgment. There's a rebirth that's happening. What is this about? Somebody may be coming back around here. is this about? Oh, look at that. There's forgiveness that's here. Releasing pain about something. The Knight of Swords. Give me one more. The Ace of Swords in the reverse. See? Something you felt like you had a lack of clarity in. Someone's bringing you some sort of truth. It could be about something that happened or occurred in the past that you felt like you finally released or got through, and now it's coming back around. There's some sort of contract or oath or promise here that was made that you didn't get the full story about, or you felt forgotten, or you felt like there's an old debt that somebody feels like they owe you. And I think that it's something that you feel like you've already released. And it's almost like because of that, this is why this is coming back around. You finally accepted and surrendered it, and now it's owed to you, so now it's coming back around. It may cause some confusion. It may cause some chaos. You may lack clarity on what to do or what to believe. I feel like it's more so of like wrapping your head around the reality of the information that you're receiving. Judgment. Yeah, I think for some of you, this is somebody that wants to resolve a conflict. They want to start over. I was fixing to say this could have to do with work, or this could have to do with like something that happened to you in the past. Ace of Cups came out. So this is like, and this, you may already be involved in this. Like you're still letting this reality of everything kind of sink in. And what the challenge here is that this is your new reality, and letting go of confusion, because it is such a unexpected surprise. You've predicted this, though. I'm sorry if you can hear my son sneezing. Bless you! What is the Three of Cups in the reverse? A tower. We have the tower, and my dogs just came to my window. There's a dog here if you can't see. Sudden change. Tell me more about the Three of Cups, please. Look at the Nine of Wands. I think this is a memory. This is someone that's coming in wanting forgiveness for some of you, or this is you getting forgiveness from someone else. I mean, love and forgiveness, I feel like, are memories. Why is the Three of Swords here? Open to a new perspective. You're seeing this as a different side to someone, and that's taking some time for that to sink in with when pigs fly. Or there's someone here that is wanting to give you a different perspective, or you're getting a different perspective about something that happened of the past where you may have been left with a lot of unanswered questions. Someone may have just disappeared on you in some way, or perhaps for some of you, even this person maybe is deceased. But you're getting the shock here of what happened. Whatever it was that, you were frustrated about this, or there was some kind of delay here in some way. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Okay. It's the Seven of Pentacles. This is the reward. This is progress. You're making progress, or you and someone are making progress over this. Like there's this Knight of Swords, I feel like, that may be someone coming towards you that wants to invest. They want to persevere. They have a vision, and they want to act on this vision that they have. But what is the Ace of Swords doing in reverse? Yeah, I was just thinking this. I should have called it. Three of Pentacles, I feel like this is the old oath. This is the contract. Okay, there's two things here. I feel like there's someone here that's wanting to confess in a way. They've had this epiphany or realization, and there's this understanding that needs to happen about what is real and what is possible. And there's this wanting to be optimistic. Someone making a promise around that. Someone wanting to take action. Someone wanting to invest. And seeing the reward of that. Clearing up the confusion when it comes to commitment or an oath is something that's here. Making progress and growing. And it's something that you didn't think was going to happen in this relationship. Or you didn't think that this was possible. But here you are. And then others of you, there's information, okay, that you're going to be receiving. Someone is made a judgment call around how they feel, and they're no longer confused about how they feel. And they want a renewal, and they've had this epiphany of kind of where they went wrong. And they feel like they owe you something in some sense. I feel like you've kind of already healed from this, or there's this level of forgiveness that takes place, and this optimism that comes out of this, where you get a different perspective. They give you possibly even information that you didn't know before that helps you to move on from this, whether that's with or without this person. Okay. Yeah, Death is at the bottom here. So with the Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Magician, whatever you've been holding back from, Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini energies, whatever you've been there's just been kind of like an emotional insecurity here. Because you didn't think something was possible. This is what's going to be ending. This is what's going to be changing. Let's take a look at that. What's going to happen in the future for pile 3? What's going to happen in the near future for pile 3? You have the 10 of Cups in the reverse, and you have the 9 of Cups. Well, immediately I want to say this is... You're focused again back on what's important to you, or what's going to make you happy. For some of you, there is a message that's here about you getting some sort of either reward, or you're profiting off of something. Anyway. There's death again. Scorpio energy. Why is the Ten of Cups here for the future in reverse? Temperance. Compromise. So, Sagittarius energy for temperance. There is this balance that's here. Like, it's been in all the readings. Balance, balance, balance. Being patient that's here. It's like you're happy with where you are, but you're not at the end of it yet. Does that make sense? You're happy with the way things are, but you don't know if it's right for you or it aligns with you yet. Like, you're not at the Ten of Cups. But you're okay with that. You're okay with not getting that Ten of Cups. I don't know how to explain this. You're in the Nine of Cups, and that's fine with being in the Nine of Cups. But what is the Nine of Cups? The Seven of Swords. Why is the Death here for the future? Okay, that fell on the floor. I'm not going to pick it up because it is on the floor, but it's the World in reverse with Death. So, closure, something not being over is not an option here, or is on the floor. Why is Death here? The Five of Swords in there, and I keep smelling sunscreen, which I don't have sunscreen on, but I keep smelling sunscreen. Which it protects yourself from this truth, from the sun, clarity, truth, happiness. Death here is holding on to something. Five of Swords in reverse in the future. There's going to be an end to holding on to past resentments, where someone may have been very selfish. Give me more for the Temperance and the Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. Ooh. The Fool. Taking a risk. You're being strategic here at how you're taking this opportunity or this leap. You don't know if this is going to align with you or not. But you are happy with it, where it's at. You're happy in this moment. And you're being very strategic at how you maintain this sense of satisfaction, or how you handle this wish that you're getting. It's like you're not just being completely oblivious. You're not falling into that habit of the Nine of Cups, to where you're just focused on, okay, this feels good. Yeah, you keep drinking, and then you end up drunk and you don't know what's going on, or bad things happen. Have you ever heard, it was a good time until you got too drunk? That's that kind of energy there. You're trying to maintain the happiness that you have. You're not trying to ask for too much, and okay. What's going to happen in the future? There's open to change, ending the illusions. Some of you're just not worried about how something's going to turn out. You're just kind of living in this moment of having what it is that you have. When pigs fly, this is a very rare thing. That's what I said here with your card, decisions and perspective, or predictive guidance. It's like, you have a desire what you want, but you don't know if that aligns with you, or if that's even a possibility. So you're just trying to be happy here. and not let past resentments, or you're trying to possibly avoid confusion, or someone is. Someone wants to change the way something was or has been into something better. And that in itself is unexpected. And so there's this level of fear or anxiousness that goes into that because it is such an unexpected thing. This is like, boy, this is going really well. Like something's going to happen. You know, why is it going this good? This isn't like what it's, I mean, this is not familiar, you know. What advice do you have for the help? Page of Wands in reverse. That's pessimism. What advice do you have? The Four of Pentacles. Stop trying to control a situation. Sometimes we do get things that we don't expect. We have a hard time imagining what that's going to look like in the future, but sometimes we're not meant to. Sometimes we're meant to just enjoy it while we have it in the present. Okay. I'm glad I picked that up like I did. It was sideways though. I mean, this is fear of ruin, inevitable end, a regeneration or recovery. And I mean, that's just up to you. What you want from this. I don't think you're meant to have all the answers right now. And I think if you go looking for them, it may actually ruin, you know, your happiness that you have right now. Have you ever tried to make something fair in your life so much so that you lose the gift that you're given? I've had that happen to me before in my life. I was gifted something, I was given something, and I felt like I needed to be fair with it. And so I gave some of that away, realizing years later why I was gifted it. And it was something that I wanted, something that someone was trying to like repay me. Someone was trying to they had some kind of a debt, you know, that they felt like that it was owed to me. They owed something to me, or they were repaying me, and I gave it away because I didn't realize that's what that was. So it was like when pigs fly, you know, I'll never get something out of this, and I kind of overcame it and forgave in the situation. And then there my debt was being paid, and I gave it away. You know, this is like what I'm seeing here. It's like somehow or another, someone is attached or tied into this as well. But it's like they're wanting to repay the debt, or it's being repaid in some way. And there's such a fear around either being fair or if it's real or not, or being optimistic. There's a fear around that, and it creates an inability for you to enjoy it. And they're saying right here is that you have to release the control to see it for what it is and to see the value of it for when you have it. You know, like I said before, and maybe what if they do mean what they say? Or what if they really do want to repay you, you know? Or what if, I don't know, there's this lack of foresight. This Three of Wands is in reverse. Delays, obstacles, long-term goals. I mean, if you're stuck in this, again, listening to your intuition is here. Things are sometimes somewhat a mystery, and it's okay. You just need to be in the present and make the decisions that you can at hand. If you get too far into the past, you'll have a hard time seeing the future. And if you get too far into the future, you'll have a hard time seeing the present. You'll miss out on what's in front of you either way. So this is saying, don't get too far ahead of yourself. It may be different from what you imagine. It may be a good thing. I feel like this is kind of insinuating not to be worried. Let me see. Page of Cups. You may be getting lots of synchronicities at this time. The Ace of Pentacles. You've manifested this. This is an opportunity to have something prosperous, solid. Anything else they need to know? The Hermit in reverse. Be careful about withdrawing your energy, withdrawing yourself, withdrawing your interest here. Why is the Page of Cups here? Strength, Leo energy. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Page of Swords in the reverse. Why is the Hermit here in reverse? Two of Cups in the reverse. If you withdraw yourself from this contract or this commitment or this relationship because you're afraid of it, you're afraid of this opportunity. This Page of Swords in reverse is, yeah, there's an opportunity there, but this is like all talk and no action, and this may be because you've experienced this before. But it's asking you or calling you to have courage and patience, especially with yourself in this, because this is something that's very unexpected. It's very sudden. It's a reality shift, or it's a huge shift that's taking place, and it takes some time for your feet to adjust to it. And of course give yourself a break. Of course you're going to be afraid, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be scared, you're going to be all these things, these emotions are going to come up. Because what you're experiencing is unlike what you felt before. It's unfamiliar. You don't have to have everything planned out. It's just saying this is a gift. Just take it and enjoy it while you have it. Don't try to overanalyze it. The King of Swords is in reverse. Queen of Pentacles right underneath that. And the Six of Pentacles. If you continually focus on how much you're giving and receiving here, what's balanced, and I don't know, if you just put too much on the analytical part of a relationship, you're gonna be discouraged here about what the possibilities are of the future. There's something here that it's like when pigs fly. It's hard to explain or understand, but I don't think that you're meant to here. I think that you're focused on things, possibly in a relationship even, that aren't, it's like someone may be going through something, or they did at a time, or something happened at some particular time where you took it very personally, but even though it did affect you personally, it wasn't because of you. Or it isn't. Strange. Am I missing anything here? The Ten of Wands. The burden. Stress. Maybe you're under a lot of stress for some of you. You're needing to take a break. The Knight of Cups. Tell me about the Ten of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. That's a turning point. This is karma playing out. Someone is trying to take responsibility and change a situation. This is someone that may come across as very charming, but for you, how do you feel about this? The Magician. You may feel like this person's manipulating you, or they're using everything they can. The Emperor in reverse. You're worried about this person, whether or not you can trust this person. King of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. Something here, I don't know if it's this person or someone else, but you may be stuck on something that happened in the past with someone. King of Pentacles, Emperor. It's like a distorted masculine energy, something that happened, and this could be someone that's trying to change or take action, you know, around how you're seeing them here. I also feel like you have this Knight here, and then you have an Emperor and a King of Pentacles with that Six of Cups. And Six of Cups in reverse can be unrealistic with the pigs. When pigs fly, you only can bring what it is that you believe you can within yourself. This may be something that somebody's going through, but this is someone that's trying to use everything they can to show or prove something. And it's a difficult thing. I just tasted soy sauce. I don't know what that means. Yeah, the Six of Wands in the reverse. Someone either had a fall from grace, or maybe this was you, or they just lack confidence in maybe a materialistic type of way, you know, or you saw them as being greedy at some point, or something like that's going on here, where this is like somebody using everything that they know or have to try to charm you into seeing them differently. Can you give me a card for this? Yeah, purify. Clean up. Sweep, clean, empty, organize. Why? What is behind this? A difference. This person's trying to... some determination is here. This is someone... Belief in victory. Yeah, we saw this earlier, remember? Yeah, this is someone that is trying to be... trying to show you a different side to them, or trying to repay some sort of debt, like I said earlier. And you're needing to allow this. But no, I didn't say that you had to stick with them or anything like that. I'm just reading the cards. I just feel like that this is really hard for you to believe, and you could be getting in your own head about it. Yeah, Snake. You may have, I don't know if it's this person. It could just be someone of your past. Something not working out, but you're worried about the shadiness of this. Tell me I want to know about future energies. What's going to happen? Let's look at that one more time with these. What is going to happen in the future for pile 3? Unfinished business. What's going to happen in the future for pile 3? The grass is greener, and then you have friends here. So that loyalty is coming out again. Trust. I think this may be a conversation for some of you. When it comes to patterns that needs to be addressed. This has to do with something coming up where there's someone here that knows that you deserve better from what you've been given. This is someone that wants to kind of prove themselves or be loyal to you. They've grown or you've grown, and this is like when pigs fly, you know, but this is, I'm telling you, this is someone that's determined. They could have, you know, kept things from you before. They felt insecure before. They weren't comfortable with telling you everything. I don't think this is someone that's been hurtful, like, towards you. Can you tell us about this, who this is? Mystery and music. Okay. So this is someone that's hard to... They're a snake charmer. You know, this is someone that's really hard to know what their intentions are. Healing. This may not have to do with love. This could be something that's coming back up from that you've experienced with someone in business or work or family or whatever, where you just, you're having to trust again. You know, that kind of feeling is here. Okay. Man, oh man. Healing at the bottom, improving, mending, progress, process. It's a process. I feel a good energy coming out of this at the end. I just think that there's a lot of difficulties because it's like somebody showing themselves completely differently. It's really hard to grasp without being afraid. And this just may not be the same person. It could just be somebody else. And then I also feel like that someone's getting a reward or something's coming up. What advice do you have for Paul 3? We have Frozen here. Number 46. Take this moment of standstill to use it to improve your situation and yourself. Remember, what's yours can't be taken away. Did I say that? I've been saying that in these readings. Be watchful, number 15. Be on alert and aware of your surroundings. There's a red flag that you're ignoring. Allow the truth to be revealed. I said that earlier. And the red flag, it sometimes can be our own wounding. Yeah, you have player here in reverse and roll the dice. With unexpected, this is someone here. You may have labeled this person as a certain person. There may have been something here that they were going through or experiencing or whatever. Not an excuse for anybody's bad behavior, by the way. But I'm just saying this is someone that may come back around explaining to you a situation and what was going on. And then there is this healing that's taking place here, wanting to improve or mend something. And you getting in your head about that. But I don't see any negativity here besides the fact that this person knows how you're seeing them and they're wanting to change that. You know, this is someone that may be stuck on you. But the red flag could be the fact that something still needs to be healed here. Or something, this is going to bring up something in you that needs to be healed. If this is someone newer, you could be having a hard time believing someone being good or believing someone has changed, you know, when pigs fly. Embrace the dark, number 74. Allow yourself to feel and be present, to hold and nurture those dark, unlit parts of yourself, and your life will begin to expand because of it. Yeah. You know, my story about what I experienced, I let really my insecurity in a way get the better of me. That people-pleasing tendency I had get the better of me to where I didn't want to be unfair. But the universe was gifting me. I was gifted something. And I was so worried about being fair. Or I was so worried about how it was going to make others feel or something like that, that I sabotaged it. That's what happens to us in life, right? We have a hard time making the decisions for ourselves without all those outside influences being a part of it. Okay, these are the inner child healing. What do you have here for Paul 3 when it comes to inner child healing? I thought y'all weren't going to get one. Say yes, number 30. Now is the time to be open and receptive. And that's the thing here. Spend time in nature's at the bottom, number 34. That might be important, kind of grounding yourself. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. That's the thing here, is that you have a hard time letting this person in, or believing this situation, or believing that this is right for you, meant to you. Like, what's the catch? It's like that, kind of like you're waiting for that. See how she has this boundary here, but her gate is open. So now is the time to be open and receptive. Okay, let's see what your Wild Offering Oracle is. What do you have for Paul 3? Self-love. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. What are you worthy of? It's up to you. You make that decision, what you're worthy of and what you're not. Like my story at the time, I guess I didn't feel like I was worthy of that. I needed to share. And that's that. And I realized later that was my gift I gave away. So yeah, you're only worthy of what you feel like you're worthy of. It's up to you making those decisions. So if you feel like there's a situation or something, yes, I deserve this. Absolutely. I deserve this. I want to be happy. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm happy right now. I just want that. That's something that's here. Believing in that instead of feeling like it's impossible. What's Alice in Wonderland say? She says, I can do so many impossible things before breakfast. Yeah, it's like nothing really is impossible, right? Okay. Here we go. Now I got a lot of charms and one S. Well, I just heard it's about the ride in my head. Yeah, not knowing what's going to happen, but it is about the ride. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't worry about things that you can't control. Just let me adore you. That's that song playing in my head. Stress less, smile more. Love yourself first. That's 2 messages of self-love there. That song, Just Let Me Adore You, if somebody here is trying, and you're like, I don't know. You have the pumpkin here, so either December could be important or relevant, or this could be like worried about someone playing games, with the pumpkin or the jack-o'-lantern. You have the 2 happy feet. So this is about direction and following what makes you happy. You have a Q, an X, an I, an S, an L, an O, and an R. Sloth, slow down, soar. Lori, sir, yes, sir. Extra small is in the bowl. All right, guys. I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see this, and then I'm going to relax for a minute. Okay. Roxy. Here we go. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and your support, of course, and your kindness. Appreciate you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon.